Hello everyone, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Now when I was a young kid, I used to like to build models and paint figures. When I got older, in my teen years, I got into the heavy metal band GWAR, and I also got into RPG games and tabletop games. Now what do you get when you mix all three of these together? You get the tabletop game Rumble in Antarctica. Now lucky for me, I just recently come across the complete set, and I want to share it with you guys. So let's take a look at this thing and see what it's all about. Okay, so first we're going to go over the actual game. First off, you get this nice piece of art here. It has the band's name, GWAR, Rumble in Antarctica, and it shows a quick display of, the characters and what have you that will be in this game. Then you have this here, which actually shows what the actual figures will look like that came with the game. And you also have your rule book. Now, the rule book is really nice because it has a lot of extra information into it. Like when you open it up, you got the title sequence, who's it by, some art on the top, your acknowledgements, gives a quick, brief intro to the game, your main characters, how to play, setup, and such things like that. Now, the other neat thing to this, too, is in the back here, it shows you that you can actually use, like, other types of figures and stuff for play. It also has not only just a history of GWAR, like a complete history, but let me see if I can find it. This I found really neat. Is actually has a quick bio of all the main band members of the group, which I think is really cool. So you get like this real quick bio on each character. So not only do you get the rules, you get the history of GWAR, but you also get like a neat little bio for each character. And the book is also full of all sorts of different art. You get 10 playing dice, 6-sided. You get a bag full of figures, which is a bunch of the slaves. And then you also have your main band members. Let me pop this open. So, yeah, you get some slaves. I'm trying to pull out an icon here. Here's Beefcake the Mighty. They're all pewtered figures. They're very nicely detailed. And they also give you stands for the characters. So, with a game like this, you can also expand on it. And they came out with individual figures that would go along with it as well. Like I said, the actual game comes with a bunch of the slaves. And then it also comes with the iconic 5, band members. Odorous, Ballsack, Beefcake, Jizmat, and Flatus. Alright. So you can expand from that. And I do have these expansion figures. One of them is the Keel Goddess version of Slyminster. That is one. Next, you have their iconic villain, Techno Destructo. You have his alter ego, Scrotamoon. Going down the line. You also have the Slyminster Hyman figure. You got a packet of the slaves. So they come in a 4-pack. So you have 1, 2, 3, trying to get it. So, there we go. And then last but not least, 4. Okay. Now, the neat thing is, and these are harder to find, is they have an expansion pack from the slaves. So now you have these guys here who are a lot harder to find, which is another 4-pack. 1. You have this dude here. 2. 3. And then 4. Whoops. Disobedient slave. There's number 4. All right. You also can get a hold of their manager, Sleazy P. Martini, which is right here, holding his iconic shotgun. You also get the other side band member. You got the Sexecutioner here, wielding a battle axe, which is kind of cool. Yeah, I have a weapons pack. So it's 4 of these, which is, you know, hands that have the spear, you know, a wrench, a club, and some other goofy stuff that you can put with your slaves. And then there's harder to find stuff, like they came out with an alternate version of Odorous, which is called Full Disclosure Odorous, where he's standing face forward. And then last but not least, the harder to find parts that, you know, are extremely hard to find are the monsters. So you have the Gorgor here. All right, open him up. He comes with a couple parts. You have his body, his head, his tail, foot, his hands, and his other foot. All right, after him is the final piece to this set. Well, actually, not the final piece, but the final thing I got with this set. And that's the World Maggot. Which he also comes with. You got his initial body here. His tail. And then he comes with 6 teeth. See, there's one of the teeth right there. Which, you know, go around his mouth. So, the other neat thing about these tabletop games is not only are they fun to play, it allows you to use your imagination, but there's also the art side to it too, to where you can paint up your figures to look how you want. And so, I already had a couple of these guys, so I want to show you a couple of the ones that I painted. Now, the only character I didn't show you quite yet was Cardinal Sin. And this is Cardinal Sin right here. He's another one of the bigger figures. The base is a custom job that I did, made to him. So let's spin him around so you could get a good look. Now, the thing about this particular figure is he's kind of one of the harder ones to put together because he's 2 lower parts of his legs come, you know, disassembled. You have to assemble them. But they're kind of hard to get to sit in there while the glue is setting. So, you know, be aware of that, you know, the legs are a little bit hard. But once you get them together, you know, he's pretty solid. Now, the characters I've already painted is, we have the lead singer, Odorous Urungus, with his iconic sword, Unlik. And like I said, you can paint your characters however you like it. This is the work I've done on them. You know, some people might put more detail, some might put less, but, you know, that's part of the fun of the game, is to customize your characters and make them look how you want them. Put him there. Next is Beefcake the Mighty. You know, and I wanted to show you the ones that I painted because it really pops out some of the detail on these figures that you can't really see them with them on their pure, you know, pewter version. Next you have Ballsack, the Jaws of Death. Put him here. Flatus Maximus. Now, with this figure, you got to be careful because these two little spears break off. Like, I've seen a lot of this figure to where the spears are broken off. And I think the problem with that, too, is if they do break, that's going to be pretty hard to try to get them back on if you can. So, be aware of that with this character, is that these spears break off very easily. All right, next on our list is the Beating Machine, Gusher the Jizmag. Do a nice little rotation of him. Put him with the bunch. You have Skirtle Moon. All right, the Sexecutioner. Slyminster Hyman. Their manager, Sleazy P. Martini. Now, with this figure here, I customized this one a little bit. If you notice with the initial one, he just has a little shotgun here. I'll bring him back to show you. See, that's it. That's the initial. He just has his little shotgun. So what I winded up doing was cutting off that and adding a heavy bolter from Warhammer 40K, because in later tours, it's practically what Sleazy was carrying was a heavy bolter. And then last but not least, one of their most iconic villains or enemies, Techno Destructo. Like I said, this is the way I painted them. I've seen other people do it a little bit different, the way they like it. And once again, that's the neat thing about these tabletop games and RPG games where they have these type of figures, is that, you know, you can paint and custom how you want them to look. So, anyway, that is my review of GWAR's Rumble in Antarctica game set. I hope you liked this review. If you did, hit a like, subscribe, leave a comment, share, and I'll see you guys in the next one.